What's up, guys? It's your girl Leah, and I'm back with another episode of After Hello. Lately, I've been thinking about something. It's so easy to ask, like, why do they keep treating me this way? Eventually, you have to ask yourself, why do I keep allowing it? Not because you're dumb, not because you don't see certain red flags blaring at you. Sometimes you just want to take matters into your own hands and be like, okay, well, maybe this time it'll be different. I think a lot of what it is too is that we're chasing who that person was when we first met them, whether that be your significant other, a family member, a parent. A lot of the times, I think as humans, we chase potential instead of looking at what's in front of us. Like, you think to yourself, like, maybe I can make them go back to how they were when we first became friends. Maybe I can make them go back to how they were when we first got into a relationship. Sad part about it is sometimes you are running and chasing after something that just simply may not exist for them anymore. And that's where I think it comes in, where you have to turn the mirror and look back at yourself, because our relationships and situations and people that we encounter say a lot about us and what we endure, what we feel is okay. And the truth is, when people mistreat you and they disrespect you, none of that is your burden to carry. That is on them. Let's be clear. You got to ask yourself, why do I keep having the same conversation over and over again? Why do I keep begging them? Why do I keep explaining myself? Love does not mean self-abandonment. You don't abandon yourself to help somebody else. What about this is so familiar to me that to the point where I just don't want to let go? The answer to certain situations and certain relationships is not a conversation, it's boundaries. Boundaries are more so for you than for the other person. You can't make somebody treat you a certain kind of way. You cannot force them into caring. So maybe you need to change something. Maybe it's no longer about them. It's easy to blame them. You see, I'm fighting for this relationship, I'm fighting for this friendship, but at what point do you step back and be like, yeah, but maybe I just need to wash my hands. Like, this the last time. But eventually, though, you get exhausted with that, like putting in all this time and effort, and where is it getting me? So boundaries are not about what you say. Boundaries are about what you do. Boundaries are actions, not words. When we talk so much, it makes people not take us seriously. Like, if you keep telling me, if you do this, I'm going to leave, but every time I do it, you never leave, I'm never going to take you seriously. To let people sit in consequences for them to understand, especially if that's not something that they ever had to do. For instance, certain boundaries can be like, okay, if somebody disrespects you, then that means you pull back access. You don't say and text them and call, I'm about to pull back access from you. You got to stop being able to call my phone. Just block them. Stop letting them know and sending messages and falling and waiting for them to see. They see that you fall so they can come find you. If something is draining the life out of you, let it die. Let the season pass. Stop trying to force closeness. I would rather be whole and all by myself than to be around people that make me feel bad about myself. Forcing a relationship, forcing a friendship, forcing family to love me. I'm not doing that. Something Judge Toller talked about in one of her divorce courts episodes. Listen, one thing about it, y'all, I love divorce court, okay? Probably done watched it now, like, embarrassed to say how many times, but it's this specific episode. This girl was with this man for 6 years, and he would cheat on her, drive people in her car, take other people to his family events with her. And Judge Toller was like, you cannot make people treat you a certain type of way, but you can decide how often you let people do you wrong. You have control over that. You don't put the reins of your life in somebody else's hand and just watch life pass you by, because then you're at the beck and call of them. And then it's another side of this that I think is important, because like I said earlier, it's not always about the other person. It's teaching us about ourselves. A lot of the times we're putting ourselves in positions to self-sacrifice for other people. They may have not even asked you to do that. You don't want them to have pain. You don't want them to deal with consequences. You go jumping in trying to save them. You can be getting in the way of somebody else's karma. So they're not learning the lesson. So they're going to keep doing the same thing. You have to ask yourself, am I hurting myself to save them? Am I taking over responsibility that they should have? Am I making their problems my problems, especially when they don't want to change? They have not said that to you. You are taking on something that is not yours. So they're just crying because that's what they always do. That doesn't mean they want to change. People are less inclined to change if they know somebody is going to swoop in and save the day. And then you become so focused on fixing them that you let yourself fall by the wayside. And then you just constantly see them going up, going up, going up. Their life look good. They happy. And they causing the most hell. You can love somebody and not take on the role of being their fixer. You need to fix your own life. Okay? If they need help, tell them to go to y'all and fix my life. God, he gonna keep putting the same type of people in your life in a different font, in a different look, till you get it. You keep chasing emotionally unavailable people. You keep getting disrespected. And then when you hit your breaking point, now you want to blow up. Because you're tired. Keep trying to prove you're worthy. Why I'm always around people that's taking from me and they don't never want to give. Sometimes it's not them, y'all. Sometimes it's you. God is trying to get it through your thick skull, baby. You got to look inside to be like, okay, well, I can't help what other people do. What do I need to do where I'm a repellent to these people? Like when they see me, they need to run. Like, that's what you need to be trying to figure out. Say one day it finally clicks, right? If you make another mistake again, you thought you vetted them correctly, that does not make you a failure. It's okay. But it does mean that certain things you'll start to see it earlier. Like you'll be like, ooh, your spidey senses will go off. You'll be like, I remember I was cool with this person. They did that. It'll start clicking and you'll be like, oh, okay, so maybe I need to get away from you. I'm sure we all have our favorite book, our favorite TV show, and we know the ending. But I've seen the Carlina White story a million times. I know that whole movie front to back. I don't have to keep watching it for it to show me what I know is going to happen. And that's the same thing you should think and feel about life. You can have compassion without sacrificing yourself. You can forgive somebody without giving them the same access to you. You can understand and see somebody's bright light and potential without sacrificing yourself and waiting for it to come to fruition. If you have done everything you could do, if they don't change, you change. Maybe they need to see this specific paragraph in the book. Maybe they need to see this sentence. They saw it. They don't care. They heard you begging. They heard you pleading. They don't care. And that's okay. Take the cape off and save your damn self. Save yourself, okay? If you guys enjoyed this episode, let me know what else you guys want me to talk about. It's your girl Leah, and I'm out.